Gonna be Parth first up over for the team 2 versus Top G. We're missing one over for the team 2. Hopefully they'll load in just a minute. But Parth got himself full dome down. Try to see if he can get himself some survivability away from Top G. Got himself a bit of a knockback, but Top G leaping right in. He doesn't even get no knockbacks that are gonna keep this man down at all. Parth having to go for survival of the fittest. Does he have any more survivability? Got himself at least a little bit of explosive damage with the death struck. I'm trying to go for a shadow meld into a reflect back freezing trap. He just gave up. He's just done. Top G is just all up in his face, all up in his hair. At this point, he's just trying to do whatever he can just to deal with him. Parasite up next. Top G just taking that momentum from one onto the next. Is Parasite backing up out of there. Vengeful retreat. Fear by Top G. Trying to see if he can maybe keep that momentum going. Stun onto Para, who's taking quite a bit of damage. Got himself stunned back onto Top G. Full damage at the ready. Big blade dance right after. Massive output stun to follow. I think he just almost had him at 100-0 in a back-to-back stuns, but Top G barely surviving. He got himself lots of healing. This is what Parasite wants to try to see if he can avoid giving Top G those bloodthirst heals whatsoever. Top leaping away. He's not going to be able to escape a Demon Hunter that easily. It's one of the more mobile classes in the game. Charging back in, trying to go for some pressure. Parasite is able to slay him and consumes the man's soul very quickly. What the hell? Hold on. Wait, what? Wait, hold on. Haki, why did Haki just blast out Blood Dagger? Haki just blasted him out. Parasite versus Diabolical, so those are the guys that are meant to be dueling. Okay, I think we figured it out. I am not sure. Got himself a full I-beam with a full meta as Diabolical's chasing Pyro with a Mortal, breaking out of it with a trinket. Big explosive onto Diabolical, trying to give him a bit of damage. Parasite looking not that great right now. Health-wise, he's still got meta, so it's a lot of leads that maybe will help him recover. While available for Diabolical's, able to go for a fear onto Parasite. Trying to go for some damage. Parasite utilizing the line of sight and trying to see if he can steal some health from the Infernal. Mad hits onto Dia with the stun. That's going to be a big hellstone. Shot him a last second for Para, just fading into the darkness away from line of sight of Diabolical. Trying to stay on top of the Warlock as best as possible. Reflect up for Dia. Parasite taking a bit of the sustained damage. Just switching between the pets behind the pillar or damage onto Diabolical. Needs to be very, very careful with a succubus. You see Dia trying to get himself a better angle. He got himself at least some distance. Maybe he can go for Mortal just to give himself a little bit more healing. Not in a great spot. Mortal sent in. Para able to immune it with a vengeful retreat. That's going to be succubus last second. Oh, but the immolation aura as well as the bleeds from the glaives already had Diabolical so low that he does end up ticking down little by little. Delete You is up next. Trinkets out of this one. Parasite does get hit with a fear. Does consume a bunch of souls though. That his souls are just going to get cleaved away by Delete You. Parasite just got himself a smidge of recovery, and Delete You decided to delete those souls out of existence like that never happened. Just banish them with just the pure might of this barbaric fury warrior. Parasite not in a great spot, trying to use mobility to escape stuns, use defensively. This way Delete You has the full advantage in the situation into an prison, and he knows it's going to be second wind kicking in. For Parasite, he just needs some time. He just needs some cooldowns. Got himself vengeful retreat. Is able to immune a stun. Right now he can actually go in. There's nothing that Delete You can really do to stop him. Got himself reflect to at least dampen some of the chaos damage. Goes in for a hit and one while Metamorphosis form is active. Able to recover a little bit of health, but still playing super defensive. Sigil down onto Delete You. At least able to go for a bit of damage over time. Overall onto the warrior. Got himself a blade dance. Delete You is actually taking a little bit of damage. Starting to see a little bit worse for wear. Needs a stun right now. Next for Parasite, but might not even have it. Oh, Parasite somehow just picked up a bunch of damage out of left field with gold. Catch him in kneecap. Does he have a leg sweep? Trying to see if he can root him in place. Para does have a trinket by the looks of it. Stun onto gold. Big explosive. Mad damage. Karma is going to be able to reverse a lot of this. Para trying to see if he can back up out of there. Imprison onto gold for a second. As soon as he hits him in the prison, all that damage that he was doing to the Karma at least removes it for a moment. All those dots. And is able to go back in. Demonic I-beam into a blade dance. Gold got plenty of damage at the ready. Stuns finally hopefully waning. Gold needs himself a big go. Lexi for the Para has a trinket last second. It's a lot of damage out of the monk. Able to pick up a lot of pressure. Hold on. Parasite is actually looks like he's getting turned around on a little bit. Zuen full CDs out of the monk. Does he have enough? That's going to be a little bit of chaos strikes. Fist of Fury had the Demon Hunter locked down for just a second, but not enough to take him down just yet. With blood, last one left over for the team one. Parasite got nothing. No trinket, nothing available. I think he's just going to be down for the count, right? Unless some way, somehow he lives a stun. last second, does not have the immunity anymore. Sigil of Fear onto the Rogue, avoids it completely, does at least get the Rogue in combat a little bit there. Ivan right after, maybe can turn this around somehow. Big Sigil maybe can pick up some health, does pick up some healing while Metamorphosis is active, gives him a little bit more leech. Nah, Cloak of Shadows for blood, does end up taking him with VMP? No, it is VMP. VMP up next versus blood. Does he just give up after killing the Demon Hunter? Maybe he realizes that, you know what? Dampening too high. That's it. That's all I can do. You just death mark him. I think he saw that he was going up against Assassination Rogue and it was like, you know what? That's about as best it could do. That was a 5-minute game. G as well as Parasite already going at it with one another. G goes in for a big haymaker, but takes a couple of bites out of Parasite, trying to see if he can retreat onto the bridge, maybe get himself some second wind healing. But Parasite able to maneuver around there with a glaive toss, able to get a dot, bleed rolling on top G, trying to see if he can get away from the warrior. Why he's got himself the biggest defenses available. Looking to go for a meta to juke him out. What is this? I've never seen a Demon Hunter do a juke with a meta, trying to go for a melt to try to see if he can dodge out of the stun. Big damage on G, but also massive damage on a Parasite, and that blade dance just absolutely haymakers him. My goodness. Do you have a battle message trinket, or was that an on-use trinket for damage? I'm not even sure. Blood is going to be up next, does get himself a step towards Parasite, trying to see if he can dodge around Trinket with an immunity, trying to make sure that the Rogue does not get himself a proper go. Sigil of Fear does not catch him, is going to go for a bit of a flip off of the bridge. Get this shot right after. Massive secret technique. Parasite with a blur, at least able to get himself a little bit of defense, got himself a full stun into Blood. Massive blade dance with a big eruption. Cloak of Shadows last second to save him. Blood is going to go for a bit of a vanish. Parasite was able to recover all the health in the world from just that little combo. All the souls generated from Elysian Decree, able to fuel him back up to full while in meta. He's also got plenty of leech in there too. Kid you no doubt, right? I got executed at like 20% HP. I gotta look back at it. I didn't even get to use Hellstone. I gotta look back at it, man. That was so fast. The amount of damage. What? I think Blood is just kind of through a towel. That or something's happening on his end. He might be gone, might be AFK, might have disconnected. He's trying to give him as much time, but we also want to make sure we get some games in before dampening gets super high. Chaos is going to be up next, playing out the Demonology Warlock. I like the way he looks. Look at the shoulders, look at the whole getup, look at the whole get. It's going to be a full burst out of Parasite. Mortal Coil sent in. Chaos able to land a Fear on the guy as Parasite does walk by the eye, able to pick it up. It's 5% more damage taken. All the demons are summoned up, trying to see if he can just distance away from all of them. Wall out for Chaos, the most amount of defense possible. Demon Dog is charging around the corner. Got himself a Fell Lord on that corner, but Parasite able to avoid him completely. Still, it's a lot of pets that are surrounding Parasite, able to avoid them, but he's chasing after Chaos. The man needs himself a gateway. Might need to get a gateway right now, taking that gate. And Parasite leaping in right after him. Big Demon Dog is on someone in, but mad damage to the Chaos. Not much you can really do in that situation. As Parasite picked up a bit of health. Is it Delechu or is it Rogue? Looks like it's going to be Delechu up next. The Rogue having to back up out of there. Delechu got himself plenty defensives and offensive channeling at the same time. Parasite doesn't want to fight him right now. Might be the bad spot. Stun last second as he's in an execute range. Looking to escape, still bleeding out. May not be able to escape. He's trying to see if he can keep himself alive. Got plenty of mobility. Trying to stay ahead of Delechu. Is going to go for Elysian. That's going to let him pick up a couple of souls. Not a much healing at 12%. He actually doesn't even rip souls out of the guy. I don't think he does. I think he only rips souls if he hits somebody. I don't think he just spawns them, does he? He's going to be Sigil around the corner, trying to keep some dots rolling in with eventual retreat, able to avoid the stun. I think he still got stunned though. Did have to trink out of this one. Stun onto Deletion for just a second. May need something out of this one. Vengeful may not be enough here. Reflect, stun onto Parasite. May be able to live this. Try to see if he can survive. Oh, there's not much you can do. When you're at that low of health, there's literally nothing you could do at the end there. He played as well as he could. I think he was trying to go for eventual retreat, trying to immune a stun, had to trinket, but when you're that far behind on health, there's like, it's rough. It is rough. You're literally just hoping that maybe you'll get a good stun, maybe big eye beam, maybe a bit of burst damage and dip out. You have to get aggressive to heal when all you want to do is get the hell away from the guy that could just execute you in a global. Which is basically what happened there. Gonna be a Zerkers out of Delechu. Goes for a full burst onto Hackies. As long as he's able to watch out for the death mark, he might be okay. He won't have himself big defenses for death mark, but able to pressure Rogue. Rogue trying to get some damage going. Evasion. He's actually fully immune to damage. There goes the big death mark with dance and everything available. Delechu might just get deleted right now. Oh! Didn't stand a chance. Once the dots are set in, it is over. He is going to have a heart attack from all those dots. Is VMP going to be up next? Garrote to follow, does go in for a cheap shot as Hawk is trying to keep the pressure rolling in onto VMP. I think he might be able to have himself a full go. Cloak is available for Hawk. Is Death Mark. I keep confusing Death Chakram and Death Mark. He didn't even get a chance to press a cloak. He just died of a heart attack. Full dots are in. There's going to be spikes back to back. Necro at least got himself a little bit of damage to work with, but he's not in a great spot. The Hunter not feeling all that good. The dots are rotting him down. May need to turtle this really early. Got himself a big defensive, so at least it should help him sustain some of the damage he's taken right now. But VMP does have himself Death Mark back up. I don't know if he wants to use it. Does go for a big knockback into the Rogue. If he can keep the Rogue knocked back in a distance, he could pelt them away. Rapid fires, aim shots, arcane shots, slow concussive shots, anything that can help you. VMP swinging around the corner, flare down, and Necro does have some traps down. Garrote walking away from it immediately, scatter onto VMP. If he can reconnect, I think he already used steps, so he cannot really reconnect all that easily. He got himself the poisons, might be enough. Turtle Shell last second as Necro does avoid the bleeds, does avoid the kill. He still might die to the dots. Hold on, he still might die to the sudden demise. His health is still low. Hold on, his health is still ticking down low. If VMP gets one spike or something on the guy, he might just say, take him. Does avoid the dots, does avoid the refresh, and is able to get himself a restealth. The eyes are not, oh wait, no, they're active. VMP, I think he should be chasing after the eyes right now. Doesn't want to go for it. They're right there. He has no idea what Necro might be. Necro is perfectly fine, content to sit in camo for as long as possible. Camo as he gets around VMP. He needs himself a freezing trap or something to stop this Rogue in his place. Kidney shot, I think VMP will just have him, yeah? He just goes in for a Death Mark, the shotgun with Chicago. I was gonna say, when Chicago goes in for Primordial maybe a little early, does send in the pet over to VMP together with a bunch of Stormy Raptors. VMP goes in for a cheap shot, full Garrote to Chicago. This is an opportunity for the Rogue to go in for full Death Mark. Sunder does not connect, trying to go for counter-strike totem, kidney shot to follow. VMP might be in trouble. That's a lot of dots on Chicago. Chicago might also be in a lot of trouble too. Wall is available. The Rogue is melted to the counter-strike totem. Does deadly blast him. He just needed a little bit more time. And then the dots would have melted past Chicago. That was actually kind of close. Parasite picking up 3, VMP picking up 2, almost landing a kill in Chicago. I think he needed to either just back away, let the dots rod the shaman, that or eliminate the totem as soon as he saw it. If he did one of those two things, I think he would have won it, because Chicago, I think even with wall, you still will die to sudden demise if you're low enough. And plus you have Deathmark walling in, it's basically guaranteed. Just got to get him to that 10%. Let's get another one going, boys.